What if your body was a gift and contribution to your life and not something that you've been stuck with? What if your body could change quickly and easily? Right Body for You will inspire you and show you a different way of creating the body and the life you truly desire. Now here's your host, Donnielle.
And welcome to Right Body for You. I am your host, Donnielle. Welcome to a different type of show about bodies with, trust me, a different type of host. We have fun each week talking about bodies, which I know for some people that kind of sounds crazy in itself. Fun talking about bodies, because how serious have people made bodies? You know, I love it. People are like, well, it's as serious as death. Well, yes. And what if death could be a choice? What if you could see the gift in that? Sometimes people die and it creates interesting things. So what if all things about bodies could be fun? What if you could have a different point of view about it? What if you could take this seriousness out of it and actually have the place where you recognize the contribution that your body is actually asking you to be? That you could have the fun and joy of having a body and the fun and joy of having embodiment. Because you know what? Trust me, folks, embodiment and having a body, two different things. And these are some of the things we explore on Right Body for You. Right Body for You is actually a division, a part of Access Consciousness. And Access Consciousness is a set of tools and techniques, very pragmatic, very simple to use. One of the things I love about doing the show is the tools I give you. You can start using them right that second that I give them to you. And all of these tools work on the energetic level. They help you shift and change things because as one of reformed thinker, there is people, as a reformed thinker, trust me, if you could have thought your way out of it, you would have been able to. What if there are these energetic limitations? You know, this energy is all around us. It's who we be. It's how we function. It's actually how we communicate more than we actually acknowledge. The original language was energy. Those moments when you're going, oh, I knew you were going to call energetic communication. We have various words for it: psychic, intuition, awareness, knowing. And at the base level, it is that energetic communication. And that's what the tools of Access Consciousness really help you start to acknowledge that you are doing it and then strengthen it from there. And part of Access Consciousness, there is it works for any aspect of your life. You name it, there's a tool for it. So Right Body for You is actually part of Access that focuses on the body. The changing it, healing it, enjoying it, laughing with it, playing with it, and having that oneness and that communion that is actually possible if you're willing to receive it. And so for me, I have so much fun each week. You know, 8.5 years ago, I hated the fact that I had a body. I mean, still to this day, the fact that almost everything I do has to do with bodies in some way cracks me up. You know, that internal dialogue and monologue that we're always having with ourselves, I'll sit there and still just chuckle. You know, that good-natured, like, oh, frick, are you kidding me? This is hilarious. The fact that everything I do, or most everything I do, has the word body in it. You know, I spent all of my life, except, like I said, the past 8.5 years, practically ignoring the fact that I had a body. Hating it, and tempered with that my mom was a nutritionist who did health talk radio shows and always was interviewing these amazing people. But not one of these amazing people actually included the body's information, the body's preferences, the body's communication as to how to change and be with your body. And so I love it. Like I said, I still chuckle because knowing my past, the fact that I'm here each week with you talking about bodies and I travel the world doing the Right Body for You workshops, it's amazing to me. And that is just one change in my life, that allowing the communication with my body actually created. Allowing the communication with my body allowed my body to change. It allowed my finances to change, my relationships to change, romantic and otherwise, my business, you name it. My body's communication actually assisted me, because your body is this amazing tool of information that's constantly giving you information from everything. Other people's bodies, your body, your infinite being, other people's infinite being, the plant, the earth, animals, plants in my apartment, you name it. And so I am so excited that I get to be here each week talking with you about this. And as mentioned before, I do travel the world, which I love that. Okay, somewhere I was brilliant in the creation of my life for me, being able to travel the world facilitating classes is a joy. So I actually do go everywhere facilitating these classes called Right Body for You workshops, right? Right Body for You radio show, Right Body for You workshops. And I have so much fun with them. As a matter of fact, the next one is in Toronto, Canada, September 16th through the 18th. Come join us in person or live stream it. It's always fun to have your body in the room, but I know sometimes it's hard for people. So we are live streaming this one. So you can go to DonnielleCarter.accessconsciousness.com to find out more, to register and all of those goody, yummy things. So during the course of facilitating these classes, these workshops, during times of facilitating private sessions or doing these radio shows, what's interesting is I get a series of questions that comes up that is, for lack of a better phrase, commonly asked questions. It's something that I hear a lot, or that it's at the base of a lot of things with their bodies that people are asking to change. So every once in a while, the Right Body for You radio show is actually asking to have some of those questions addressed, like a quick little boom, 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 boom. And this is what we're doing today. So we're doing Right Body for You, frequently asked questions, 3rd edition, because we've done 1 and 2 already over the course of, I don't know, how long have I been doing the show now? 1.5 years? 2 years? I don't know. It seems like I started yesterday and like I've been doing it forever. 2 years. There we go. Thank you, Christine. Which Christine is not a voice in my head. It is actually the owner of A to Zen.fm, and she's in the chat room. If you've never joined us in the chat room, please do. It is A to Zen.fm, and then you can go to the drop-down menus chat room and type in your name and come join us. You can ask questions. You can talk to each other. We have a lot of fun. And yes, Carol, actually, she is the voice in my head, but I thought I'd, try not to act crazy to those people who may be listening, trying to figure out what the heck's going on. So today we're doing Frequently Asked Questions 3rd edition, which, speaking of the A to Zen.fm website, if you go to the archives and look up Right Body for You radio show, you can actually listen to edition 1 and edition 2 at your leisure, whenever you would like. Okay. So Frequently Asked Questions 3. So what's interesting is one question I frequently have is, how do I not let energies impact my body? We talk a lot about, who does this belong to? What if 98% of your thoughts, feelings, and emotions don't belong to you? And then with bodies, what if 50 to 100% of what's going on for your body never belongs to you? And, and it's interesting, and I'm starting with this question because it was actually quite a personal one for me this morning. Because for me and my body, when I am leading up the hours or the day leading up to doing a radio show, it's my body starts giving me information. I really start tapping into the people who are going to be listening live or listening in the future or listening in the past. You never know. Time isn't real. And so my body starts doing kind of different things. And so what was interesting is about yesterday, about mid-afternoon, I started feeling tired. I just kind of wanted to go to sleep. And I was dragging ass. I really was. My body, I'm like, buddy, do you need caffeine? Do you need a nap? Do you need to go run around the block? You know, what's going on? And my body's like, it's okay. And then this morning, even so, I was I was dragging ass a little bit. And what's interesting is emotionally, I was happy, cool, but I also kind of had this, like, it's cool, man. It's all good. Like, I could have sworn somebody was in the apartment smoking pot, because it was kind of like, it's all cool. We're good. You good? I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. Everything's good. Okay, cool. And I'm like, okay, really? It's about 10 minutes before the radio show goes on. And I'm like, la, 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 la. And I'm like, this is so weird. Usually before a radio show, I am like vibrating with so much energy. My body's vibrating, and I'm like, blah! And laughing and joking in the chat room before. And I was just kind of mellow. And I'm like, what is going on? And then I finally listened to my body. And what was interesting is I got the information that frequently asked questions radio shows are different than a specific topic of a radio show. For a specific topic, it's a set of energies, not that there's any separation, but it's a set of energies around one question, basically. I mean, if you look at it, the basis of radio shows, all radio shows are basically one question explored in depth. And so what was interesting is I realized what was going on was my body and I were tapping into all the questions. Because when you promote and put out, hey, we're going to do a frequently asked questions show. Do you have any questions? Let me know, blah, 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 blah. Whether they Skype them to me or not, energetically, they communicate them to me. And so what was interesting is, so this lethargic, this drag ass, this I want to go to sleep, this mellow, it's all good, dude, it's all good, was me and my body receiving so much information about, like, everything, and me cognitively trying to figure it out. And so I'm going to refer back to the original frequently asked question, is how do I not let energies impact my body? Okay, so one of the first things I would suggest, because, I gave that story as an example of how we get into these things, and sometimes it's just so mellow and whatever that we don't actually ask a question about it. And for me, I really didn't ask a question, a real question, let's say, until a few minutes before air, when I'm like, what is going on? Because I was so obvious the difference in the energy before the show. So the first thing for me, I would suggest with these kind of things of not letting energies impact your body, is always first off, ask a question, right? And then the second part of the ask a question is you have to be willing to be in the space to receive the question, receive the awareness. Because that's what I was saying, yesterday I might have gone, wow, what's going on? But I didn't actually allow myself to receive the awareness. I was like, la, 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 la. And it, like I said, it wasn't until about 10 minutes before air that I was like, what the freak, man? Okay. Then I was in a space, and you can perceive the difference in the energy of the question. I was in a space to receive the awareness. So to not let things impact your body, first is ask a question, then, so it's A, ask a question, A, point A is receive the awareness. And then for me, once I acknowledge it, it starts to shift and change it. And what I mean by acknowledge it is to say, oh, that's what it is. Okay. Even if I don't know cognitively, if something lightens in my universe, I acknowledge that. I'm like, okay, something's going on. Okay, I can shift it. There's bells everywhere. I can shift and change that. And then from there, it's ask a question, receive the awareness, acknowledge what is going on. For me, I was like, oh, wow, okay, I'm perceiving all the questions. And then what I do, because I don't want to shut off my awareness. See, this is where a lot of people go into. To stop having it impact my body, I have to shut off my awareness. I have to retreat. I have to contract. But what is actually true is the opposite. What you want to do after acknowledging what's going on is expand out. Okay, and I don't mean expand out from your body. A lot of people think I do. When I say expand out, they go, oh, I have to leave my body. And meanwhile, your body's going, listen, bitch, get back here. We're in this together. Hello, don't leave my ass behind, right? Literally, don't leave my ass behind. And, sorry, my head. And so you expand the space between the molecules of you, the infinite being, plus your body, okay? So when you expand it out, you're so much space that these energies coming in, whether they're thoughts, projections, judgments, happiness, whatever it is, doesn't affect you as much because you're not solid enough to actually hit, okay? So when you do this expanding out of you and your body, the space in between, you are not solid enough to have the actual impact that you're asking about. So how do you not let energies impact your body? Ask a question, be willing to receive the awareness, acknowledge what is going on. Not a goodness, not a badness, just acknowledge that it is, and then you expand out. You and your body expand that space between the molecules, and you don't have to ask for anything, you don't have to perceive anything. Just ask for it to happen, and it will, okay? For me, when I do it, it kind of feels like I'm able to take a deep breath, okay? All right, so we are going to take our first break. When we come back, we're going to talk about more frequently asked questions. I know, shocking when the show is about questions that we're going to ask more questions, when really the show is actually always about questions, but these are frequently asked questions, so a little bit different. So when we come back, I got some more frequently asked questions for you that folks have sent in. And yes, if you have a question, you want to throw it into the chat room, it's never too late. I do most of the questions by what's reading at the time. So bear with me, you guys. If you did send in the question and I don't get to it, I apologize. I am energy's bitch. I go and do what energy tells me, okay? All right, so this is Donnielle. This is Right Body for You on A to Zen.fm, and we'll be right back.
What if your body could be an ease and not a burden? What would life be like if you could enjoy your body? What if changing your body was easier than we've been taught? And what if it's not about the latest fad? Join Donnielle each week on Right Body for You as she explores what bodies are and the ease of change that's possible. Each week you will receive inspirational stories of those who've used the Right Body for You energetic tools to change their body and the tools that they used, tools that you can begin to use immediately. Listen for Right Body for You every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Central, 12 p.m. Mountain, and 11 a.m. Pacific on A to Zen.fm.
What if you really do change molecules by your interaction with them? What if the change you've been looking for is right before your eyes? What if the uncomfortableness that comes with difference could be fun? What if the closed-minded people of the world no longer determined our world? What if gratitude trumps judgment every time? What if your kindness healed the world? What if the earth is asking for your help? And what if you had the resources to give it? This is your invitation to step into something that Einstein, Marie Curie, Picasso, Da Vinci, Shakespeare, Aristotle all knew to be true. Hi, my name is Dane here. 13 years ago I started to truly ask questions. Actually, I started to be the question, and everything changed for me. What if there are no dumb questions, or any question too large? What if you being you are the gift and the change this world requires? Is now the time? For more questions to create a change in your world, sign up for a free video series at beingyouclass.com. My gift to you, beingyouclass.com.
This is Right Body for You with Donnielle. To participate in the program today, please call in the U.S. 815-880-8255 or Canada 613-800-8763 or UK 4433-0001-0625. You can Skype us at a2zen.fm. Or if you'd like to email a question, please send it to Donnielle at accessconsciousness.com. Now, back to the program.
And welcome back to Right Body for You, the radio show, as opposed to Right Body for You, the workshop, or Right Body for You, the book, or Right Body for You, the book club. By the way, I'm your host, Donnielle. Hello. But speaking of the book club, I would like to invite you to the weekly book club I'm having with Right Body for You. It's Right Body for You, the book club. I feel like it's a trailer for a movie, right? Right Body for You, the book club. And it's 14 chapters, so we're doing 14 weeks in a row, and it's free for all. Have the book, read the book, join in the book club. It's a Zoom chat each week. And so one thing I hear all the time is, I love the expressions on your face and as you talk and all the faces you make, blah, 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 blah. So that's why we did it at a Zoom club this time, so we can all see each other and we can have a good time. There is a replay afterwards on YouTube as well as an MP3 for those of you. So I think we got all your bases covered. We are 5 weeks in. Don't let that throw you because there's the replays. So you can join anytime. And I tell you what, you guys, it's a potent set of calls. It's really been amazing. We have almost 1,000 people signed up for this book club. Think of that for a second. Get the 1,000 people, whether they're on live or not, they're receiving this information, they're reading the book, they're asking questions. And you know how I told you about in the last segment about that energy and tapping into the one question or all the questions? Well, look at that with energy and having almost 1,000 people reading this book, using the tools, being with their body, exploring this. We are creating change together, you guys. It is so potent. It's so much fun. So please check it out. You can go to Facebook. I think Facebook, Right Body for You Book Club, The Continuing Story, and the sign-up link is still in there because you do have to register so we can send you the call-in details and the replays and all of that kind of stuff. So please check it out. Like I said, it's free. Have the book, read the book, join in the book club. Okay, so great. Frequently asked questions. Going back. There's a few that kind of have a similar basis. So I'm going to talk about mirrors. Okay, we had a couple of questions about mirrors. One of them is, do mirrors have judgments? And then another one from the chat room that says, I'm in a beyond. How can I feel so different in my body than the pictures look and my clothes fit? I feel fantastic, and I'm shocked every time I see pictures and have to buy bigger sizes. What's with the huge discrepancy, and how can I change it? So mirrors, pictures, videos, I kind of lump into that same category. Anything that is capture of you, right? Your body, and what you think that is. Okay. So do mirrors have judgments? Okay. So let me go back. Photos, mirrors, video is not actually a true representation of what your body looks like. What's interesting is I would say nobody actually knows what their bodies look like. And the ingredient to all of this discrepancy is judgment. Okay? It's really, 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 really interesting because I do that too. I'm like, I look fabulous. I feel fabulous. And then I'll have a picture and I go, I remember that day in class and I felt fabulous. I looked fabulous in the mirror, but this picture, not so fabulous. What the freak, man? I mean, I've done that before. I looked at it and go, I remember feeling better that day. I remember looking better that day. What is going on? So here's what's interesting is pictures, videos, mirrors, it's not only your judgment that you have to deal with because, for one thing, mirrors tend to be a culmination of your self-judgments, what you look like. The mirror will show you what your judgments of you are more often than not, okay? And with videos and pictures, what's really interesting is, like, if I have a photo shoot with somebody for a book cover or a website or anything like that I'm going to use in marketing, I'm actually very specific in particular about who takes my photo, because I have had people take photos of me that they had judgments of me, or they have had judgments of themselves reflected from me, by me, or just whatever it is. They think they're fat or whatever it is. And I will receive pictures where I look 20 pounds heavier because that's their judgment as well. So when I take professional photos for marketing, I make sure that the photographer either has no judgments, which that's a cute trick, or B, less judgments, or C, and I know this was going to sound funny, but judgments that work for me. Like my niece, she takes these amazing professional photos. She's a professional photographer, and her judgments of me are, that's my magical aunt. I just love her so much. She's so gorgeous, so amazing. She's just such a gift to my life. She's one of my best friends. I'm like, okay, cool. That judgment I can handle in photos. And so she's actually taken some amazing professional photos of myself for me, right? For me. And so I'm very grateful for that. And so these are why wave jacking the judgments for your body. Yes, she's referring to last week's show. That's awesome. Yes, exactly. I'm using her judgments to get a better photo for me. So this is where we get a lot of these discrepancies, is because it's like, I thought I looked better that day. And then look at who's taking the photo or who is doing the video. And it's not even necessarily judgments about you. It could just be judgments about themselves reflecting. Have you ever noticed, like, photographers who have a dark outlook on life? Isn't it interesting that all of their photos tend to have that dark outlook on life? You can take a photo of the same thing. There was this great, I should get it for the book club. Leah, I know you're listening. Make a note. I'll find it. Thank you. There's this amazing experiment is that the right word? Anyways, there was this amazing experiment where they brought in 5 or 6 different professional photographers, and they said they just wanted a head and shoulder shots of this one guy. And they gave each one of the photographers a different backstory for the guy. And what was interesting is the photo reflected what the backstory they were told was. So tell me again how the judgments of you or the photographer doesn't actually affect these things, okay? So this is where we're getting into some of these discrepancies, which is why I'm going into depth about this, because the one question asked, where do the discrepancies come through with looking at pictures and then the clothes and all that kind of stuff? Okay, so the other thing, and I'll find that video and I'll send it out to the book club and put it on the radio show and things like that, because it's really interesting to watch. Here's the other thing. So it's like, do mirrors have judgments? Yes and no. Okay. Mirrors, like animals or plants, have no point of view. Okay. They, however, can receive lots of projections and judgments. So for me, when I go shopping for clothes, one of the things I highly suggest doing is, first off, at the threshold, POC all projections, separations, expectations, rejections, and judgments of people shopping, what they think about shopping and their bodies. Because you are stepping into these energies of people going, and they leave residual, right? I wish it would be like everybody takes the energy with them when they leave, but they don't. It's like energetic bombs you walk through when you go shopping for clothes and judgments about bodies and blah. And so first question, how do you not let energies impact your body? There you go. And also POD/POC them. All the projections, separations, expectations, rejections, and judgments. And I've actually done this in fitting room mirrors because I've sat there and I've looked, I'm like, my body really wanted to try this on, and as I'm looking at it, it does not look good. Is my communication with my body that bad? And this is where we start to judge ourselves, right? My communication with my body is horrible. It said it wanted it. It doesn't feel good. It's horrible. It looks bad. Cool. POD/POC, the projections, separations, expectations, rejections, and judgments that have been projected to the mirror. I have done this, you guys, and you know what? The reflection has changed. And you can almost feel the mirror going, thank you, it's not my fault. I'm just showing you what you're projecting at me. And so when you do this, your perception actually changes as well. And who knows, it might actually change the clothes sizes as well. Because how many people walk into shopping and go, oh my gosh, nothing's going to fit. Oh my gosh, I hope I don't have to get a bigger size because that would just mean I'm getting fatter and that's going to be horrible. And so, POD/POC all that. And then here's my quick little rant about clothing sizes. They're crap. Okay? They are absolutely crap. When talked about with Marilyn Monroe, they're like, oh, she was a size 12 and blah, 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 blah. Well, you know what? A size 12 is different than a size 12 now. And try this little experiment on if you ever feel up to it. Go into a store and try jeans on, okay? And get the same size of jeans in 3 different brands, okay? So Levi's, I don't even know 2 other pairs of jeans. But anyways, whatever it is, whatever the store has, get 3 different types of jeans, same size, and you'll notice how different it is, okay? And then also what's interesting is you can have different colors in the same types of jeans, same size, same model, same make, manufacturer, and the sizes will be different. So another thing I highly suggest doing this with the mirrors and the shopping and stuff with the questions is POD/POC sizes. Size does not actually matter. I know we've been taught a lot. Well, it's how I keep score. It's how I keep track if I'm losing weight, if I'm gaining weight, what's going on, if I'm getting better, healthier. You know what? The garment industry plays with us. It really does. I've read studies where they will intentionally make things smaller or bigger. They'll make, it's a size 6, but it's really a size 8 because they want more people to buy their jeans and manipulate. It's all a manipulation. So if you're willing to POD/POC all that, not care about the size, and just go with how the clothes feel, I've actually seen people change their body simply by wearing a clothes that fits well, their bodies enjoys, regardless of the size, okay? So shopping, mirrors, all that kind of stuff, POD/POC projections for the mirrors, photographer, all of that kind of stuff. And trust me, it can help, okay? Okay, so the person who asked the question came up said, but when the shirt fit last week and it is too small this week, that's hard to argue. No. Actually, yes, I'll argue anything, my dear. There are so many factors. Your body changes each week. And it's did you pick up judgments? Did you already, before you put it on, did you already have that fear of oh crap, I hope this isn't too small? Honestly, I know people do it all the time. It could have gotten shrunk if you washed it. I know it's crazy. Or those little gremlin elves that come out and make everything smaller. Don't you love how I actually said that in a straight voice, like I actually meant it? But things shift and change, you guys. And I can't tell you, I have seen people grow their body with their judgment instantaneously, and I've seen people shrink their body instantaneously with their judgment. I've seen people heal their body instantaneously with getting rid of judgments, and I've seen people sicken their body instantaneously with judgments, okay? Yes, other people's judgments If you accept another person's judgments as real and true, then you take it into your body and you can actually change your body from it. So this is why the first question of how do you not let other energies impact your body? And then, so if a shirt fit last week and it's too small this week, pock everywhere you go. Oh, well, I've been bad and I'm gaining weight and I'm fat. There's no question in that, okay? Like I said, you want me to argue with this? I will argue with this. There's no question in that. You need to ask a question, like, first, what's going on here? And pock any judgments you do have of like, oh, my gosh, I'm wrong because the shirt is small. Obviously, I did something wrong. Pock all that. A judgment. Destroy, uncreate it. Right, wrong, good, bad, all night. Shirts, boys, and beyond. And then from there go, okay, so truth. Did I get it? Judgment bombed. Did I take into or receive a judgment that is negative for my body? It's like, what happened in that week? And trust me, I'll give you a little secret. It's actually not the food. It's actually not anything like that. It's usually judgments. It's usually a point of view. It's usually something else that, it's usually something else that has created the difference in your body. Okay? So please, 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 please take a look at this. Okay? Question, so are you gaining judgment rather than gaining weight? Absolutely. Mirrors, weight, video, all are judgments. Okay? Same with scales, sizes. These are all tools of judgment. I think I've given out this experiment before, but take a photo where you pick it up and you're like, oh my gosh, oh, I look horrible. Gosh, don't let me look at it. Cool. What you want to do is take it, look at it, judge, and pock all the judgment that comes up. Okay? If you like sandblast yourself with judgment, pocket. I don't care if it takes 10 days, pocket. And then what's interesting is I can't tell you the number of people who the photo has changed. Okay? So everywhere you think that a photo or a video or a mirror is a solid, unchangeable moment, as well as the clothes you're wearing is a solid, unchangeable moment. Truth, would you be willing to destroy and uncreate that, please? Thank you. Right, wrong, good, bad, pock, online, shirts, boys, and beyond. Trust me, one thing I know is everything is changeable. There's nothing solid. There's nothing that can't be manipulated as in changed, with a good pocking, a good change your point of view, a good getting rid of judgment. Okay? She said, suddenly I feel like Jabba. Cool. Who does that belong to? Whose body are you trying to create? Whose reality are you trying to validate? How many people are you trying to change bodies for them? How many bodies are you trying to heal? Whose judgment did you buy? I do like that. Have I been judgment bombed? Who judgment bombed you? Okay. And that's actually one of the questions is things feel like always unchangeable. Okay. I'll say this again. Nothing is unchangeable. Your body, mirrors, photos, clothes, sizes, jobs, loves, everything. Everything can be changed with a ability to look at it with no point of view, an ability to get rid of the judgments, change your point of view, change the judgment. Sometimes I know it sounds silly because people are like, I know you say change your point of view like it's easy. But you know what's funny? A little tool and trick I do sometimes is I will actually change my position. Like, I usually sit on one side of the couch. I will actually, if I'm like processing myself on something, I'll move to the other side of the couch. Sometimes just that. Physical point of view change can actually assist with changing the energetic point of view, helping you see something different. Go to a new location and just continue to look at it. And one question I have to ask all of you guys is, because I see a lot of people looping, like, I'm not saying this is what you're doing, the lady in the chat room who's asking this question about the clothes, but it's like, so often when people are looping, coming back and going, but this boom, but this boom, but this boom, but this boom, but this boom. And I'm like, okay, so all change, truthfully, starts with desire to change it. And what I mean by that is a true desire to change it. I don't care how many people say to me, no, I really want to change it. If the energy doesn't match, it won't change. So when people sometimes are looping, boom, 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 they don't actually desire to change it. They like their story. So with all of these frequently asked questions and things that always seem unchangeable, it's like, truth, do I actually desire to change this? And it's not a judgeable yes or no. It's just like, do I desire to change this? Because even if you get no, cool, you acknowledge where you are, and then you can go from there. Because otherwise you're trying to buy a lie that you can't get by. So, of course, things are never going to change because you're still having that, well, yes, and it doesn't match the energy, so you're actually limiting yourself. So be vulnerable with yourself, look at it, say, truth, do I desire to change this? Because everything change starts with that desire, okay? We need to take a break. I know I'm over. I know the chat room has been going crazy. I'm sorry I've not been able to read them all. We're going to come back, and I love how, like, 3 of these frequently asked questions have kind of, like, morphed into one, which, hey, that works. Again, I'm energy's bitch. I go to where it tells me to go. Okay, so we are going to take a quick little break. When we come back, we're probably going to touch a little bit about this unchangeable thing, because I know we have some questions about weight, and we've touched on that a lot, and I know weight is a big place that people think that things are unchangeable, and so, and it does tie in with the clothes and all of that kind of stuff, and judgments. Isn't that fun? Okay, so, sorry, the lady in the chat room, she said, you can't change what isn't yours. Hello? Yes, that's what I'm talking about. All right, so we're going to take a quick little break. This is Donnielle. This is Right Body for You on A to Zen.fm, and we'll be right back.
What if your body could be an ease and not a burden? What would life be like if you could enjoy your body? What if changing your body was easier than we've been taught? And what if it's not about the latest fad? Join Donnielle each week on Right Body for You as she explores what bodies are and the ease of change that's possible. Each week you will receive inspirational stories of those who've used the Right Body for You energetic tools to change their body and the tools that they used, tools that you can begin to use immediately. Listen for Right Body for You every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Central, 12 p.m. Mountain, and 11 a.m. Pacific on A2Zen.fm.
When you're pondering the big questions like, is there more than this? How can I have a happy relationship? What would it take to like my body? And how do I make more money? Where do you go for information and tools? Check out the online store at accessconsciousness.com. Accessconsciousness.com has books, DVDs, instant video and audio downloads, online classes, and so much more. Subjects include abuse, changing your body, recovery, raising children, business techniques, tools to generate more money, how to have better sex and healthier relationships, just to name a few. At accessconsciousness.com, you can also find facilitators who teach local classes on a variety of subjects. Accessconsciousness.com, your one-stop shop for tools to assist you in changing your life. All of life comes to us with ease, joy, and glory. Go to accessconsciousness.com to learn more.
This is Right Body for You with Donnielle. To participate in the program today, please call in the U.S. 815-880-8255 or Canada 613-800-8763 or UK 4433-0001-0625. You can Skype us at A2Zen.fm. Or if you'd like to email a question, please send it to Donnielle at accessconsciousness.com. Now, back to the program.
And welcome back to Right Body for You, the radio show, with your host, Donnielle. By the way, that's me. I'm Donnielle. At least sometimes. Sometimes on my other personalities. I'll let you ponder if I'm joking or not. Anyways, welcome to the show. Today we're doing a frequently asked questions show, and as it does, it's gotten to some interesting places. And there's been an amazing discussion in the chat room. I haven't been able to read it all because sometimes I'm really good at reading people's text while I'm talking, and some days not so much. And today is apparently one of those not so much days. But I do encourage you guys to join us in the chat room, AtoZen.fm. Go into the chat room. A lot of interesting stuff and comments go on there, so we're having a good time. So, frequently asked questions, things I hear quite frequently as I am facilitating classes all over the world or doing private sessions. And it's really a lot of fun to see these things start to shift and change. Okay. So one of them, I had quite a few questions about how do I let go of excess weight? People calling themselves morbidly obese. I feel like things are unchangeable. And I created a little questionnaire or a little form so people could send in questions. And I asked them a question first, and it's like, of these four things, multiple choice, of these four things, what would you say is the most difficult for you in your body? And it was like communication, unchangeable, or my smart-ass fourth one was what body, right? Surprisingly, nobody picked that one, which is pretty exciting. But the one that was mostly picked was unchangeable. People just think that bodies are unchangeable. One of my favorite with it, whether it's weight or whether it's healing or, dear heavens, clothes sizes, a lot of people think that these things are unchangeable. Well, I'm here to tell you they are. Anything is changeable. I know there's something, I don't know, I'm still asking questions. I don't know if it's an implant. I don't know if it's just an intense limitation or what it is, but there's something about your body having a physicalness to it that makes people think it's harder to change. It's like, well, I can change my emotion because it's just flighty out there, blah, 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 and I'm pissed off, and now I'm happy because it's just, blah, 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 it's like air. But body, that's physical, you can't change that. Listen to me slap myself around. It's there. How do you change it? Time, energy, sweat, blood, tears, strength, will, all this kind of stuff, because there's that physicalness to it. So everywhere we've aligned and agreed, because there's a lot of people on the show right now. Everywhere we've aligned and agreed and resisted and reacted, and all the oath, vows, swearing, fealty, promise, commitment to quote-unquote physical reality is harder to change. Truth, would you be willing to destroy and uncreate it, please? Right, wrong, good, bad, but fuck, night, boys, bands. Okay, and what's interesting is what just came up is everywhere we've aligned and agreed, resisted, and reacted to what physical reality is. Everything we've defined as physical reality. Because one thing I know, just because a door or a wall seems solid, it's actually not solid. Okay? And as we do that very first activity at the beginning of expanding out, we actually literally change the space within our molecules, our bodies, our infinite being. And I know without a doubt that if we could vibrate at the same as a door, we could walk through it. Okay? You don't have to be a ghost to do that. You can actually walk through it. So everywhere we've defined what the physical reality is, would you be willing to destroy and uncreate it, please? Right, Wrong, Good, Bad, POC, Online, Shorts, Boys, and Beyond. Okay, one more time. Anything you've defined as a physical reality, because anytime you define something, you have a judgment to it, hello, and then it starts to be limited of what is actually possible with it. So what if that is some of the things that we view as unchangeable, whether it's the weight or clothes or money or anything, is that it has this, we've defined physical as this, and so we set up a set of parameters about what can change physical reality. So let's go to the source. Everything we've defined as physical reality, truth, would you be willing to destroy it and create it, please? Right, Wrong, Good, Bad, POC, Online, Towards, Boys, and Beyond. And what's interesting with that is changing your point of view, changing your judgment on just that could actually unravel a whole bunch else with the weight or clothes or mirrors or anything you think is unchangeable. Changing your point of view about what physical reality is will actually start to unravel that change as well, okay? Oh, gosh. We are down to the last few minutes. Frequently asked questions shows fly by. I received more questions. I will put them in the hopper for the next time. And if you think of any after, please let me know those as well. We're running some for future shows, so please let me know. And if you guys enjoyed this at all, please do check out the book club. We're having fun with that. Right Body for You, the book club. And Right Body for You workshops. You guys, I am so excited about this class in Toronto, September 16th through the 18th. It's a 2.5-day workshop. We go really into depth with this. And kind of like we talked with that one woman in the chat room, and she kept going, well, this, and then it shifted the energies. And what about this? And it shifted the energies. That's one thing I really like about the workshops is we get really into depth with a lot of specific questions for people that actually shifts and changes things for everybody. That's one of my favorite things about workshops is actually the interaction with people and, workshops or private sessions, yes, actually shifting and changing specifically things for them. So we have a lot of fun with workshops with that. And we talk about communication, eating, judgment. Judgment's all thrown throughout. If you haven't figured that out, judgment is like one of those things that comes up a lot. And money, earth, pain, words and languaging. We have so much fun in the workshop. So please do consider coming. Bring your fun, sweet little body to Toronto. Let me give you a good old hug and see what we can shift and change. And if you can't actually come to Toronto, the class is being live streamed, and we have a lot of fun with that. Oh, and let me say, live stream, you can ask questions and stuff. You're not just a voyeur watching. There is an interaction. You can talk to us. We talk to you. So it's not you're just sitting there watching a TV program. It is an interaction. So please consider that, September 16th through the 18th. And people in the chat room, come to Toronto, come to Toronto. Yes, come and play in Toronto. We are going to have a good time. We laugh. If nothing else, then you need a weekend to laugh, come to class. We tend to laugh. We tend to have fun. We giggle. Shockingly, I'm sarcastic. I know. Surprising. I'm trying something new. So please do consider coming. You could go to DonnielleCarter.accessconsciousness.com to learn more. DonnielleCarter.accessconsciousness.com. And please feel free to send me an email anytime. Donnielle@accessconsciousness.com. Forgive me if it takes a little bit for me to get back to you. I have quite a few emails. Donnielle@accessconsciousness.com. You have a frequently asked question, or if you would like a show topic or more information about any workshops or private sessions, please let me know. Okay? So thank you for joining me this week. Have a great week. Have a fun week. Enjoy your week. Enjoy your body because it's enjoying you. And I hope to see you back here next week because guess what? I'll be here. Hope you are too. Till then, thanks everyone. Bye.
Thank you for listening to Right Body for You. Donnielle will return next Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Central, 12 p.m. Mountain, and 11 a.m. Pacific on A to Zen.fm. We hope you and your body will join us.